Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. This is your host Ram, welcoming you to your favorite show, the daily cricket show, Cricket Happenings. And on this part of the Cricket Happening show, well, I'm not going to be going into any details today for the simple reason that I have four matches to cover. One is the first thing that I would like to talk about. What I'm going to first, I'll tell you what exactly I'm going to do on this Cricket Happening show. Well, the second one day international against Australia and India once again turned out to be a very good batting wicket where centuries were scored by Rohit Sharma. But even though the opposition Australia did not score any century, it didn't really matter for them as they had some substantial contributions coming in. And Australia once again defeated India in the second one day international to take a 2-0 lead in the five-match series. And now the match which is coming up on Sunday is going to be a very, very important match for India, lest India will lose this series. I'll be talking about that. And the first T20 took place between New Zealand and Pakistan. All eyes were trained on Mohammad Amir, who was making his return to international cricket, even though he was pretty unlucky, I thought, in the initial stages when some catches were grasped of him. But finally, he heaved a sigh of relief when he took his wicket. I felt very sorry for Mohammad Amir, but I thought he did a good job. Not only that, New Zealand lost the match against the Pakistanis as Pakistan won the first match, the first T20 match. This was the first match of the tour of New Zealand, and this is a three-match series. The first match was won by Pakistan by 16 runs against New Zealand, which I'll be talking about. And England, I would say South Africa have still done a good job here because they had England at 238 for 5. The feature being Joe Root showing his class once again with a stroke-filled century as he went on to his ninth Test century, Joe Root, and England were trailing by 75 runs going into day 3. The other match that I would like to talk about is the Bangladesh versus Zimbabwe, the T20 match which was played today. This is a 4-match series that Bangladesh and Zimbabwe are playing, definitely in preparation for the T20 World Cup, one reckons. And it was the host team Bangladesh who actually defeated Zimbabwe. They put up the second best chase of their in the history in T20s and won the match against Zimbabwe by 4 wickets. So I'm going to talk about all that, but let me start off first with the second ODI, Australia versus India. Australia versus India, as I said, please don't look for any much details here. As I said, I have to cover 4 matches. So the second one international between Australia and India was played at the Wollongabba, Brisbane, at the Brisbane Cricket Ground. And as far as both the teams are concerned, there are a lot of changes. If you look at the team composition there, Australia in fact surprised everybody by actually bringing in Kane Richardson into the bowling. Kane Richardson came in. Kane Richardson, John Hastings, and then we had Joel Patterson, Scott Boland. Probably they needed some experience to be given there. So they brought Kane Richardson and John Hastings into the team, and Scott Boland was the other debutant who was playing along with Joel Paris. And in fact, it was a big surprise because considering that this was a batting track which was there as far as India and Australia were concerned. And it was once again, as far as the toss was concerned, the toss was won by India as India decided to choose to bat first. Well, India chose to bat first, and as far as India were concerned, they went with Ishan Sharma, as I said, but they left out. Let me see whom they left out. The Bhuvneshwar Kumar as expected, and one thing that I would say is that there was a threat of rain, but I thought definitely the rain gods were kind at the Wollongabba as the match went the whole hog. And once again, it was a high-scoring innings, and the pitch was very good for batting. And look at what Rohit Sharma did. Now, Rohit Sharma never stopped scoring against Australia. I mean, he has been reeling off centuries. He has already joined the elite group, which has scored the maximum number of centuries against Australia. I think it's Sachin Tendulkar, Brian Lara, if I'm not wrong, and Rohit Sharma yesterday scored another beautiful innings he played yesterday before being run out for 124 of 127 balls, 11 fours and 3 sixes. What a knock from him. Dhawan failed with the bat once again. Joel Paris getting his maiden one-day international wicket here. It was a good delivery which was delivered by Paris. He was caught behind by Matthew Wade behind the stumps. Virat Kohli also impressed in the sense Virat Kohli also played a very impressive knock of 59 of 67 balls with 4 fours. But it was very good to see Ajinkya Rahane get into the into some form here when he played a very neat innings of 89 with some very nice strokes of 80 delivery, 6 fours and 1 6. Other than that, even though I thought it was Rohit Sharma and Kohli and Rahane doing a good job at 255 for 3, once Rohit Sharma departed, I thought the Indian innings totally fell away because they could add only 53 runs. And considering that the score was 255 and Rohit Sharma departed, one would have expected more fireworks, but it was not to be. Dhoni was out for 11 of 10 deliveries. Manish Pandey was out for 6 of 5 deliveries. Jadeja was out for 5. Ashwin out for 1. Umesh Yadav not 308 for 8 of their 50 overs. India, and definitely on a batting wicket, definitely against the very good batting order of the Australians, 308 was also not going to be enough, and that's what that was what was proved in the end. Let's have a look at the bowling from the Aussie blokes here. Paris said it was 1 for 40. We'll be very happy with this effort. Kane Richardson was really carved for runs, I would say. 8 overs, 1 minute, none for 61. Hastings with his height was able to generate some good bounce out of the wicket. 8 overs, no maiden, 1 for 46 for him. Bolland once again had to return with figures, unimpressive figures of 1 for 64. Maxwell 6 overs, 1 for 33. And James Faulkner bowled 10 overs. He also received some severe taps from the Indian batsman, 2 for 64. Australian innings, well, if you look at the Australian innings, for them, it was a very comfortable win for them. And in fact, I mean, as you know, in the first match, it was Barinder Shran who gave them the breakthrough, with double breakthrough, but this time it was not to be. In fact, Arun Finch and Sean Marsh went on to a beautiful partnership. They laid the foundation right away at the start by actually scoring 71 apiece. Arun Finch making 71 of 81 deliveries with 7 fours and 1 6. Sean Marsh making 71 of 84 deliveries with 5 fours. After that, Stephen Smith contributing 46 of 47 deliveries with 4 fours. And Bailey once again coming in and executing what was needed, in the sense he was the one who completed the formalities with an unbeaten 76 of 58 deliveries, 6 fours and 1 6. Maxwell clubbed just hit 1 4 in his unbeaten knock of 26 of 25 balls, and 309 for 3 was what Australia got on the board, and they did it in the 49th over. It was very, as I said, the pitch was very easy to bat on, so chasing was never a problem. In fact, they had a solid foundation set up by the openers Arun Finch and Sean Marsh, and they had nothing to really fear as the Australia went over India once again to take a 2-0 lead in this 5-match series. As far as the bowling was concerned, BB Shran this time was not successful in picking up any wicket. 9 overs and none for 51. Ishan Sharma looked a bit rusty, as I said, after coming back from the injury. 10 overs 1 for 60. Umesh Yadav once again was really taken to the cleaners. 10 overs 1 for 74. The spinners, once again, I thought they unimpressed. They didn't really do well. Jadeja went for 50 of his 9 with 1 wicket. Ashwin, the main spin bowler for India, was hit for 60 runs of his 10 overs. And Virat Kohli 1 for 7. So that is as far as... and also one thing that I can say here, dear fans and subscribers, that even though Australia actually won the match, I thought the Indian fielding was a bit ragged. I mean, when you have such a batting pitch, where the ball is very easy to stroke on, you have to pick up your catches. I thought there were some 2 or 3 catches grass, which was pretty bad to see. Some catches were dropped by the Indians, and finally, this is where we stand. India actually losing the match, and Australia leading the 5-match series 2-0. And the player of the match, even though Australia won, I thought it was very kind of the match adjudicators there in Australia to award the player of the match to Rohit Sharma of India. Because Rohit Sharma now, I think he's having a wonderful record against the Australians. As far as one-day international is concerned, he scores those big hundreds, as you remember. Okay, now let's talk about the first T20 between New Zealand and Pakistan, which was played at a very very small Eden Park ground where it's easy to hit boundaries, but we didn't see much of high scoring here. Let's have a look. Pakistan were the ones who batted first. They put on 171 for 8 of their 20 overs. All their eyes were on Mohammad Amir, no doubt about it, because he was making his international return. Todd Hassel from New Zealand made his T20 debut yesterday. Pakistan, well, 171 for 8. Mohammad Hafiz played a very nice little knock of 61 over 47 balls with 8 fours and 2 sixes. Shahzad making 16 of 14 with 2 fours and 1 6. Now, as far as Maqsood was concerned, it was pretty interesting. In fact, Sohaib Maqsood was out to the very first ball that Santner bowled. In fact, Santner was brought into the attack just after the power play, and what a ball! In fact, Sohaib Maqsood, the very first ball, he left his crease to probably hold sway over Santner, and he saw that he had gone far down the wicket, and by the time he realized, it was all over. The ball had turned. The wicketkeeper Ronki had already collected it neatly, and he had already whipped off the bails. And how Shoaib Maqsood goes, not even contributing to the scoring there. He was out for a duck. After that, Malik made 20 of 18 balls with 1 4 and 1 6. Umar Akmal making 24 of 14 deliveries, 1 4 and 1 6. Shahid Afridi smoking 23 of just 8 deliveries with 2 4s and 2 massive 6s. Imad Wasim making 18 of 9 balls, 1 4 and 1 6. Sarfraz Ahmed was out for 2, and that was set. 171 for 8 of 20 overs for the Pakistanis. And well, the bowling, if you look at it, Adam Min really bowled superbly. I thought 4 overs, 4 for 37. Matt Henry also did a good job. 1 for 31, 4 overs, 1 minute, and 1 for 31. Trent Bolt bowling 4 overs, went for 42 with 1 wicket. Corey Anderson's 1 over cost him 18 runs. Mitchell Santner, look at his bowling figures. He really tied down the Pakistani batsman. Once he took Shoaib Maqsood's wicket, I think he really started pouring some doubt into the Pakistani mind. Normally Pakistan would have probably thought they could attack Mitchell Santner, but Mitchell Santner was pretty smart for it, and he kept on plugging away. And what a bowling performance from Mitchell Santner. 4 overs, no made, 2 for 14. Todd Hassel, the leggy, was making his debut, but he definitely was taken for runs. 3 overs, leaked 28 runs. As far as New Zealand were concerned, they were chasing a total of 172 to win the match, and they were all out for 155. As far as the New Zealand innings go, nothing to really talk about. In fact, it was a grave misunderstanding that happened. Initially itself, we saw that New Zealand innings started on a wrong note, and that was because, and when we were seeing that Mohammad Amir was bowling, and what a shock for Mohammad Amir. First, there was he tried to flick it down the leg side, a catch dropped, and then another catch dropped. And the first time Mohammad Amir was not so miffed about it, but in the second time we saw Mohammad Amir was not happy that the catch was dropped. He was really frustrated, but once again he slowly started. He had to go back and get his bearings right, which he did. And if you look at this New Zealand score, it was a great misunderstanding. I thought the Pakistani innings definitely starting on a wrong note there, with this great misunderstanding that happened between Martin Guptill and Kane Williamson, who opened the innings today, the captain of the New Zealand team, where Williamson started, then turned back, and by the time it was all over, Guptill was run out, and Guptill was run out for 2, and that was a big blow because Guptill was the man who has been some pink form, as you know, against Sri Lanka. And after that, it was Colin Munro came in, and Colin Munro decided that he is not the one to really wait there, and he started blasting right from the word go. Look at the number of sixes he hit. He hit 6 sixes in all, and 2 boundaries to smoke. As you know, Colin Munro now holds the record for the fastest 50 as a Kiwi, as he smoked that of, if I'm not wrong, he smoked it of 13 balls, 12 balls. I don't remember really the statistics right now. I think it was 12 balls. But Colin Munro was absolutely electric. He was blasting the spinners to all parts of the ground. Shahid Afridi was the one who was not to be hit, but Imad Wasim was also good. But I think more than that, if you look at it, he started going very hard against Umar Gul, and he also hit. But the spinners, I don't think he really had any handle on them. But Colin Munro, what a knock that was. It was a sort of an exhilarating partnership. which added 80 runs going till the 10th over. So basically, I would say in 48 balls, they blasted 80 runs thanks to Colin Munro, who really had a bout of big hitting with his very belligerent knock of 56 of just 27 deliveries, where he smoked 6 sixes and 2 fours. What a knock! And Colin Munro has become a sort of a real revelation for New Zealand, and he's another one to watch now in the T20 World Cup for sure, because he definitely hits the ball pretty hard with immense power. So Kane Williamson was there. In fact, once Colin Munro was out, the New Zealand innings once again lost its momentum, with Corey Anderson out for duck, Grant Elliott was out for 3, Hugh Cronky was out for naught, Santner the all-rounder was out for naught, and Todd Astle was dismissed for 1. And then it was only Kane Williamson, the New Zealand captain, watching it forlornly at the other end as the wickets kept on falling. Even though Kane Williamson was there till the end, at 152 for 9 was the score at the 19th over, and they needed 20 runs. But Kane Williamson was still their hope, with Wahab Riaz bowling the last over. But Wahab Riaz, with the very first ball, nicked the wicket of Kane Williamson to bring to almost shut down. He shut New Zealand out of the match when he got Kane Williamson's wicket. And then finally, only 3 runs were taken off the over, and Trent Boult was also a victim of Wahab Riaz in the final ball of the 20th over. The match came to an end. New Zealand losing this match by 16 runs, but a close match, one could say. And look at Kane Williamson contributing 70 of 60 deliveries, 6 fours and 1 6, but not able to take his team home. As far as the bowling, Mohammad Amir on his comeback looked quite nippy, and he, as I said, he was a trifle unlucky that he was not able to get the wickets because some catches were groused of his bowling. 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 31 for Mohammad Amir. Welcome back, Mohammad Amir, on his return. Good to see international cricket for Pakistan, and like Pakistan's Mohammad Amir is back, because I thought he's a wonderful talent from Pakistan. Imad Wasim, 4 overs to 1 for 18, superb bowling from Imad Wasim, the spinner. Umar Gul was taken for runs, 38 runs. I thought the Pakistani bowling also, one has to say, even though Colin Munro blasted, I would say they still bowled with a bit of discipline. Shahid Afridi, 4 overs, 1 minute, 226. Wahab Riaz, 3 for 34. And Pakistan leading the 3-match series 1-0. Shahid Afridi was named man of the match. Now, the next match that I'm going to talk about is England versus South Africa. Today, South Africa couldn't really dig on. The partnership was broken. Stumps on day 2. It was England making 238 for 5 in reply to South Africa's 313 all out. In fact, Chris Morris was out for 28 today with 4 boundaries. Rabada made 24. It was Broad, Anderson and Stokes among the wickets. Willowen on his debut looked impressive by remaining not out on 20 of 16 deliveries with 4 fours. Morkel made 12 and 313 all out. As far as the English bowling was concerned, it was 3 wickets to Ben Stokes, 1 to Ali, 2 wickets apiece to Broad and Finn, and Anderson finally got a wicket. As far as England were concerned, they were replying to 313 all out, which was done by South Africa. And England on the second day, as I said, they didn't have a good start, but what a start. In fact, the first wicket to go was Alex Hales. Some very good bowling, I thought, from Kagiso Rabada, testing the batsman, and he got Alex Hales with some very good delivery, where we saw that Alex Hales' feet movement was not pretty correct, and he actually was gone, caught De Villiers, bowled Rabada for 1, and then Alistair Cook continued his failure as Willowen, who was brought into the attack. He was making his Test debut, and what a dream first ball for Willowen in international cricket on his Test debut, as he actually got a ball which was definitely a loosener, and Alistair Cook shaped to actually try to flick it, and it was the ball actually went to Dean Willis behind the stumps, who took the catch, and Alex Cook, who made 18, was walking back. And Sam Willowen, what a dream first ball for him. I mean, he would have got a real boost, because, as I said, it was not a good delivery at all. It was an innocuous delivery going outside the leg stump, and Alistair Cook tried to actually fiddle with it, and he was out. So Villoan, we saw that Villoan really has a lot of pace. He was actually almost getting to the 150 mark. So definitely this guy has a lot of pace in him, pace and punch in him, I would say. And then we saw Nick Compton also. Rabada was also bowling superbly today. He got the wicket of Nick Compton for 26. And Taylor was out for 7 to the bowling of Morkel, which definitely England were struggling, I would say, at one stage at 91 for 4. And then in walked in Ben Stokes to totally started lighting the stadium with his strokes, as in his own cavalier mode that he plays. And at the other end we had Joe Root, and we suddenly saw that Joe Root was also really playing some attacking strokes, hitting a lot of boundaries. Ben Stokes was also doing the same, and suddenly from 91 for 4, England recovered to go past the 200 mark. So that was a 101 partnership. It was an entertaining one. Almost, I would say, it looked like Joe Root and Ben Stokes were in absolute one-day mood as they really took the attack to the South African bowlers, to pummel them to the ropes. And look at what happened. The score went on to 202, so 101 run partnership between 111 runs partnership between Joe Root and Ben Stokes. But Ben Stokes, after making 58 very quick runs of just 54 deliveries with 9 fours and 1 6, departed. He was caught on ball by Morkel, and then it was when stumps were drawn, Joe Root with a beautiful cover drive. Already played a lot of beautiful classic strokes, and look at the knock of Joe Root. He went to his 9th Test century, and he was rooted at the crease, unbeaten on 106 with 17 delectably scored boundaries. Jonathan Barristow was out with him, not out on 4, as England closed the day at 238 for 5. They require another 75 runs to go past the South African total. But definitely I thought South Africa should also be given credit, even though they don't have the frontline pace bowlers. I thought the pace bowlers especially did a good job. Morris, 13 overs, 1 maiden, none for 62. He was the only wicketless bowler today. Rabada, 14.45, 44 runs and 2 wickets, bowled superbly, I thought. Morkel, 14 overs, 263. But Villoan, on his debut, what one saw Villoan on his Test debut was that this bloke definitely has a lot of pace and punch, as he was trying to hit the 150 mark at times, which was very great to see. So I think so definitely South Africa, as I already said, they're definitely missing a spinner. There is no doubt about it, but time will tell the story. But let's have a look at the last match here, which was the Walton T20 cricket series. It's a 4-match series which started between Bangladesh and Zimbabwe. Today it was played at the Sheikh Abu Nasser Stadium in Khulna, and actually Bangladesh actually won the match by 4 wickets. Zimbabwe batted first, putting on 163 for 7. As far as Zimbabwe were concerned, the openers did a fine job. They put on 101, especially considering that Vusi Sibanda played some attacking strokes, and it was good to see that Vusi Sibanda actually fought his way back into the Zimbabwean team after some very good domestic performances, and today definitely showed why, with a cracking innings of 46 of 39 deliveries with 4 fours and 2 sixes. Hamilton Masakadza played a fine hand with an unbeaten with a 79 of 53 deliveries, 9 fours and 2 sixes. And Vusi Sibanda and Masakadza definitely did a good job for Zimbabwe, because they had raised 100 in the 12th over, and especially considering that Zimbabwe were 101 for 1 in the 12th over. 8 overs remained, but still I thought Bangladesh bowlers did a good job restrict Zimbabwe to 163 for 7, because the other batsmen couldn't really. Malcolm Waller contributed 14 of 8 balls with 2 fours, but other than Chigandraza was out for 6, Chigumbra for 3. Chigumbra and Jongwe were consumed by beautiful Yorkers bowled by Mustafizur Rahman, the left-arm pace bowler. He dismissed Chigumbra's stumps for 3. He dismissed Jongwe by cleaning his stumps for naught. Sean Williams was out for 2. Moore was not out for 7. 163 for 7 was what Zimbabwe put on the board. The bowling, Murtaza Anand for 37, 2 for 20 for Alamin Hussain, who came back, and Mustafizur Rahman once again showing not only a picture of economy but also picking up 2 wickets for 18. Shakib Al Hassan was the one who got some very good tap, I would say, because his 4 overs cost him 45. Mahmudullah 2 overs none for 20, Sabir Rahman 2 overs none for 16. Bangladesh chasing the total of 164 to actually win the match. They actually finished up with a 4-wicket win. As far as Tamim Iqbal contributing 29 of 24 balls, 3 fours and 1 6. Soumya Sarkar was run out for 7. But Sabir Rahman was promoted in the batting order. He was sent in as one draw because we know he's a good pinch hitter, and he did his job perfectly well to make 46 of 36 dealt with 4 fours and 1 6. Shogat Ahum and also made his debut, and Shogat Ahum was bowled by Williams for 6. He was making his debut in the T20. Shogat Ahum, and as you know, Shogat Ahum, Bangladesh have already hinted that they're going to use him as a lower order hitter in the T20 matches, and that's what he played, but he couldn't really perform. Mushfiqur Rahim was out for 26, but then they suddenly lost Mahmudullah for 7, but then it didn't really matter, even though they needed a big run rate, I would say. At the 17th over when Mahmudullah departed, the score was 137 for 6, but the good thing for Bangladesh was that the master was there at the crease, and that was Shakib Al Hasan, and he actually guided them to victory. Even though in 3 overs they required, I would say, almost 30 runs, 10 runs per over, but Shakib Al Hasan really piloted them to victory. Not out on 20 of 30, dealt with 2 4. Nurul Hassan was making his debut today. I'm also told that he's also a good hitter of the ball. Nurul Hassan not out on 7, 5 balls, 1 4, and match over with Bangladesh actually winning the match by 4 wickets. So Bangladesh leading the 4-match series 1-0. Hamilton Masakadza of Zimbabwe was given the man of the match award. Masakadza also bowled today. His 4 overs, 1 for 25. Vittori was pretty costly. 3 overs, went for 24. Sikandar Raza 1 over, gave away 12 runs. Jongwe had some severe bashing done of his bowling. 3.4 overs, no more than 45 runs on 1 wicket. Creamer 4 overs, 232, and Sean Williams none for 22. So Bangladesh leading the 4-match series 1-0 right now. And as I said, dear fans and subscribers, today I had a lot of 4 matches to cover, so that's the reason I couldn't go into a lot of nitty-gritties. I hope you all agree and still continue to love this show. Thank you for your tremendous company and also for your tremendous cooperation. And your host Ram will be seeing you tomorrow. That's